How much does a VIP tour at Disney actually cost?
I can't afford to go to Disney World. You know what? We're going to Disney World on Monday. So I booked a almost $3,000 trip.
Travel planner who has visited Disney World over 50 times.
5-day trip visiting all 4 parks at Disney World, including flights, hotel, park tickets, and in-park purchases. We spent...
People are going thousands of dollars into debt for Disney. And no, they're not even being tricked. They are doing it willingly, all in the name of experiencing Disney magic.
If I've ever called you a Disney adult and it was demeaning, I apologize. I don't know what this place does to you, if it's magical or voodoo. I think they spiked my turkey leg. I love it here. It got me feeling like, oh boy.
There is something about Disney that has these adults in a... Because according to Fox 35 Orlando, in the extra fine print, by the way, visiting Walt Disney World just got more expensive. Disney has raised their ticket and annual pass prices, with some reaching historical levels. One peak day season ticket now tops $200 for the first time, increasing to $209, while parking fees have risen from $30 to $35. And they go on to say annual passes are also increasing in price, with hikes ranging from $20 to $80, depending on the type. And Disney had something called dynamic pricing that was going on last year. And according to this article, it's not stopping. Stating this, dynamic pricing, which means daily tickets to the theme parks vary by theme park, day, and demand. That will continue. And according to a Disney spokesperson, individual theme park tickets will not increase until after October 2026, stating that Disney's Animal Kingdom will range anywhere between $119 to $174. Epcot ranges anywhere between $129 and $194. Disney's Hollywood Studios ranges anywhere between $139 to $134. And Magic Kingdom ranging anywhere between a whopping $139 to $199. And I know what you're thinking, Symone, they increasing the pricing. What has Disney done for us lately? Well, hold on. Disney said, I'm gonna hook y'all up with some free stuff. According to DisneyWorld.com, it says here, get 2 free nights and theme park days added when you purchase a single room and ticket package. Now, you know you got to read the fine print, because this is happening this summer. And it gives you the date range here, which looks like to be between May 26th and September 15th of 2026. But it says this offer can only be booked from January 6th through February 15th. 2026. But this is why I say reading is fundamental, y'all, because it also says here that this package is added whenever you purchase a non-discounted 4-night, 4-day, or longer Walt Disney Travel Company room and ticket package at select Disney Resort Collection hotels. And it gives you instructions on what you need to know before you book and how you need to book. But y'all gotta read, y'all can't get it together. But I will say this, it says here the number of packages allotted for this offer is limited. Going on to state, everyone in the same room must be on the same package. And I know what you're thinking, Disney is giving stuff away for free? Disney? What would Walt think? I don't know, but this is what some of y'all on TikTok were saying.
So you're gonna sit here and tell me to my face that a Disney executive went into that meeting and said, I want to give them 2 free park days and 2 free nights of hotel stays. But then I also want to let the kids eat free. And then I also want to let them go to the water park for free. And they said, yeah, let's do it. You want to go to Disney this year?
In my opinion, Disney's just trying to get them in the door, because they know as soon as they get in the door, they're going to spend that money. They're going to spend a lot of money too, probably more than they budgeted to spend, because people are going to buy the Disney merch. They're going to buy the food. Some people are going to get luxury packages, tipping employees. It's all a marketing tactic, because Disney knows them Disney adults are going to go broke about Disney every time. This comment here says, #1 recession indicator, but I'll take it. Disney knows something we don't know. The creator even going on to say here, attendance is money. And to that, I would say I agree, but look here. This is the attendance at Disney, allegedly at 10:30, January 17th, 2026. Attendance definitely is money. From the looks of it, there is no shortage of money here. A commenter left this, dang, with lines like this, you would think that Disney tickets are $20. Another saying, I don't want to hear no one complain about the dang economy. Y'all are definitely doing okay. backed up by the person who created this TikTok saying, some of us have Disney money. And to those of y'all that have Disney money, I'm glad. However, there is a large amount of adults who are going to Disney broke with no money. Not just that, also in credit card debt. This video says here, one day you are home poor and broke. The next, you're still poor, but in Disney. Broke but magical. They need to trademark that one. Seriously, broke but magical? What will they come up with next? And as I stated earlier, the Disney adults are going to ride for Disney even if it means that they go broke doing it. Stating, when we enter that Disney bubble, we're not broke. We'll figure out the money when we leave. So no budget? Another stating, I'd rather be at Disney broke and magical. And another saying, there's always money for Disney. The Disney loyalty must be studied because according to lendingtree.com, 45% of Disney going parents with young children have gone into debt for the trip. And excluding those parents, 24% of Disney goers have gone into debt for the Disney trips. But what's interesting is here in the key finding, it says the memories are worth the debt for most parents. A whopping 59% say they have no regrets. Overall, parents of young children took on average $1,983 in Disney-related debt. No remorse, no regrets, willingly going into debt for Disney. And numbers like that are why Disney can do things like this. Increasing the annual pass. Oh, who would have seen that coming? According to Fox35Orlando.com, new annual passes would see an increase of $20 to $80. And this is confirmed by a Disney spokesperson. All taking effect around that October timeframe that we talked about earlier. Here it says this will happen around October 8th, listing the Disney Incredi Pass for a whopping $1,629, the Disney Sorcerer Pass for $1,099, the Disney Pirate Pass for $869, and the Disney Pixie Dust Pass for a whopping $489.
Bitch, I am making the right decision to not renew my pass. It's literally about to be 9 o'clock, and oh my god, there is no slow seasons in Ba Sing Se. Shut.
No shortage of people there, likely all with the same idea as her. Get a pass. Disney came up. But what I want y'all to think about is those numbers that I gave you earlier, about 45% of the parents there are essentially there in debt. And the other group of people might just be Disney adults. Nonetheless, this is a lot of people at Disney by way of debt, which is very dangerous and concerning. Now, I want to show you all some videos of why I think this constant amount of debt that people go into for Disney isn't going to stop anytime soon.
I'm 33, and I will tell you, there is nothing happier than waking up the most magical place on the earth, eating some Mickey waffles, basking in the sun, and getting ready to take Magic Kingdom by storm. I swear I appreciate this more as an adult. You can drink, you can go around the world in Epcot. I am not afraid of all the roller coasters. It's just such a different experience. So if you have the opportunity to go to Disney World as an adult, 10 out of 10 recommend. And it's so sweet to see all the kids. It's just the happiest place on earth. I never want to come home.
And I fear this is what they do it for. Large quantities of debt that are crippling many households. And I'm not saying that people, everybody, can't afford to go to Disney. This just speaks to the mindset of why they may be there and don't mind going into debt over the experience of Disney. The real question I want us to continue to ask is the magic, quote unquote magic, scary word to use, that people are associating with Disney worth long-term pain and suffering with financial debt? The debt is the consequence of this quote unquote experience. And I want y'all to chime in down below. Let me know, do you think it's worth it? If you are a Disney adult, you might have caught a few strays. I got love for everybody. But comment down below and tell me, why is it so worth it to go hundreds of dollars or thousands of dollars into debt for Disney?
I'm paying off $100,000 worth of debt and still choosing to take a family vacation to Disney next week, and so many people have called me crazy for doing so. So I want to break down the numbers for you and see if you would make the same decision as me. To set the stage for you, we're going with my husband on a work trip to Orlando, so he would already be in Orlando because of work. This is just what it would cost for all of us to go with him and to go to Disney and Universal while we're there. Okay. Now, one of the only perks of my husband traveling traveling frequently is that he flies exclusively Southwest, which means we get a lot of Southwest miles. So he was able to pay for my ticket, my daughter's ticket, my son's ticket, and my mother-in-law's ticket, all with points. All we had to do was pay taxes, and we ended up paying $11.20. Now, the main reason that this trip is so affordable is since my husband was already planning on being in Orlando for work, his job is paying for the hotel and the rental car, so we pay absolutely nothing. Now, the main reason that we wanted to go to Orlando specifically is so that we could take our kids to Disney, so we purchased 5 tickets, me, my husband, and my mother-in-law, and then our 2 kids, and you can see here the total for that was $995.79. Now here's where I got very, very lucky. We are only doing 1 day at Disney this trip because my kids are very young, just so that we can feel it out. And so we wanted to do one more bigger thing while we were there, and we decided to go to Universal Studios. So this is not only for all 5 of us to go, but for my sister-in-law to go also. So 6 tickets total, and you can see down there it was going to be $1,184.28. But I was able to work into a brand deal that I got a comp for $1,000, which means for those 6 Universal tickets, I paid $184.28. Now, obviously, this doesn't include the money that we're going to spend on food or gas while we're there, but if you were able to go to Orlando for 6 days and go to Universal and Magic Kingdom for under $1,200, even though you had debt, would you go?
Now, she said she was over or around $100,000 in debt. And this is why it makes it so interesting. There is a constant debate on, hey, if you're in debt, you shouldn't be going on vacation at all. All of your money should get thrown towards the debt. And many people feel like, get out of debt and then live your best life. But in this case, she got a deal. Now, a few perspectives to look at here is that the best deal is staying at home. That's just the truth. Now, that might be a little too extreme for some people. I understand people still want to live their life and have experiences, build memories with their family, with their kids while they're still young. It also seems like she paid off a bunch of debt last year, according to this comment, which is great. And honestly, I believe that balance is important. So this is a very nuanced question, with some people saying here, I'd go in a heartbeat. Memories like that, only $1,200, 1,000% worth it. This comment here saying Disney is always a yes, I don't care. And see, this is where I disagree. It's not always a yes. And then her special circumstance of her husband being able to help assist with lowering the price of Disney, that's a big factor here. And the fact that she was able to get some other things comped because I believe she's a content creator and she was able to hook something up and do a partnership. Everybody isn't getting that. So no, Disney is not always a yes. There are people going to Disney that when they get back, their lights are going to get cut off. They don't have enough money to put food in their children's mouth, but they had a nice 4 to 6 day vacation. No money in case your tire pops. You're going to be looking left and right. Who gonna help? But you was just at Disney, remember? Priorities. Yes, this is a great deal. Balance is important, but sometimes people take it a bit too far. And because they don't want to just tell themselves no, they end up in large amounts of debt. Her amount compared to somebody else's amount who did this same thing could easily be tens of thousands of dollars of a difference. But I'd love for y'all to comment down below and tell me what you think. Would you go on vacation being $100,000 in debt to Disneyland, discounted or not discounted? Is it always a yes or a no? Here we have another woman going on vacation to Disney in debt. Apparently it's a movement.
I just booked a trip to Disneyland even though I'm paying off $41,000 worth of debt. This is my 3rd time going this year to a Disney park. We've really been enjoying ourselves. My kids are 4 and 5, so they're like literally the perfect age to like watch them go through and like experience the magic so purely, and so it makes us feel like we're kids again too. So we're really going to take advantage of that, and instead of doing like a traditional Christmas and a million presents and different decorations and all the things, we're just going to go to Disneyland. We just moved from Montana to Arizona, and so we do have a lot of our old Christmas decor that we brought with us that we are going to bring out hopefully this weekend, but there's no need for us to like buy a bunch of new decor this year. We really don't have to spend a ton of money on like decorations and like hosting all the different things that we would normally do in the past few years of Christmas time. Instead, we're going to allocate that, and my kids will get presents from literally everyone else in their life, and we're going to take them to Disneyland the week before Christmas. I'm just a huge proponent of like making sure that we also live our life while we're in this step-free journey. I know it's maybe not the top choice for someone who's paying off a ton of debt, but to be honest, like my kids are only going to be this age for so long. Like I don't want to spend their entire childhood being so strict that we didn't make make any memories. Honestly, I don't really care. It's fully justified for me. And so, I don't know, this is just your sign that if you are in a similar journey, even if it's not something as extreme as going to Disneyland, like make sure that you take time to also make experiences and take little breaks and treat yourself, also so you don't get burnt out during the journey too.
And I agree with a lot of what she said at the end. Surprise, surprise. Here is where I think the disconnect happens with a lot of people. It's always something expensive. Do y'all notice when it's justified, it's like, I don't care, it's Disney. Why is it gotta be Disney? Do y'all not believe in national parks? Going fishing? I don't know, go forage in the forest for the free. Pick some berries, go to a strawberry farm for $15. Y'all get creative. Go to a honeybee farm. Get down there and make some peanut butter together. Get the bags and get to smashing a bunch of peanuts. Get you some oil. Teach the kids how to make some peanut butter from the scratch. Why does everything have to be so extreme? Like, we need to build memories ends up being spending thousands of dollars that you don't have, burying yourself more into debt. Do you see? Come on. I know y'all are a smart people. There are a lot of things you can do for free, but the thing about Disney specifically is I feel that a lot of adults are Disney adults using their kids as justification. And I'm not saying that's what she's doing. I'm saying that's what a lot of the adults are doing. They're like, oh, I need to go for my kids. No, you're a Disney adult. You want to see Mickey Mouse. It's okay. And a lot of y'all kids, when y'all like, oh, we need to build the memories with the kid be like 6 months. And y'all over here talking about building memories. If you want to go to Disney, just say that. Become an affiliate. Do like the last girl did. Try to get a partnership. Y'all on TikTok making all these videos anyway. See how you can do it for the free ski. Just saying. But don't go into further debt unnecessarily when you don't have to, and then just justify it like we need to make memories. And 3 times is a lot. Now at this point, she's probably went to Disney already because she posted this November 12th, 2025. And I can understand a lot of people opting, instead of spending a bunch of Christmas presents for their children, taking them for an experience. But if that experience is possibly setting you back, maybe think of some other experiences. That's all I'm saying. Y'all got expensive taste. She says here, in my opinion, as long as you're not going into more debt to do so, it's okay to take the trips and to make the memories while in a debt payoff journey. Maybe she worked some overtime, put that money aside, and didn't run it back up on her credit card, which is good. But I just encourage you all to consider cheaper things to do if you are truly very serious about trying to get out of debt fast. It's not saying she can't get out of debt because she went on a Disney trip, but other events might bring fulfillment and memories to your family without being so costly.
We're all about saving money on this page, but we're also about living our lives. So I just got done with a Disney trip, and I'm going to tell you guys how I did it affordably as far as Disney goes. First off, I flew Frontier, meaning my ticket was like $170. I do have a 6-hour layover in Denver later. All I packed was my lounge fly, so I only needed a personal item. Next up, I went with 3 friends and we split the hotel. So the hotel total was like $834 or something like that, with a $50 incidental. The most expensive things, of course, were the Disney tickets themselves, and then of course spending money while I've been here. But that was optional spending, and it was spending that I thought I was going to do significantly more of. Total, I spent like $250 on food. That's because I'm a big back. You do not need to do that. So total ended up being this price, which as far as Disney trips go, I mean, unless you're a key holder, etc., I feel was affordable. I had not seen my friends in 4 years. Very grateful to have the opportunity to hang out with them in a place where we like to hang out.
So for her alone, this trip totaled $1,106.49. That was just for 2 days, y'all. Do y'all see what I mean? This can get very expensive. And she even did a little hack, splitting stuff with her friends. And I gave you guys a lot of the prices earlier. It's quite easy to see how people can end up $10,000 in debt from Disney, $20,000, especially if you are a repeat offender. A lot of y'all are Disney adults that keep going back to Disney every 3-4 months because you need to see Mickey Mouse. You need to feel the magic. All the while, Disney is upping the prices and y'all keep coming back. She goes on to say here, Disney vacations may slow down your debt payoff progress, but in the grand scheme of things, $1,000 towards $210,000 of debt. That's how much debt she has. My heart. Bless her heart. Oh my goodness. Okay, $1,000 towards $210,000 of debt that's constantly accruing interest isn't gonna make a huge dent long term. Shoulder shrug. This is what I mean, y'all. This is what Yeah, and she is right. I agree 1,000%. They may slow your debt payoff progress. The question is, how bad do you want to be out of debt, y'all? Because if it's not Disney, what I want you all to think about is it might be something else that you're not going to want to say no to. It might be somebody getting married. It might be a vacation elsewhere. That might cost a lot of money. And the thing is, a lot of you all lack discipline to high ticket items or events. And the debt keeps piling up, and so does the interest, because you're not paying off the principal of those credit cards and those loans fast enough to really do some damage. You got to really lock in. But man, $210,000 of debt that's a lot. These are the levels where people start talking about bankruptcy. And if it isn't for a mortgage or something like that, because that would be reasonable. If it's consumer debt, $210K is catastrophic. These are penitentiary numbers, $210,000 debt. But I want to continue reading. It says here, and I still paid towards my debts this month, and I'm glad she did. And again, balance. But this is a lot. This is a lot. This is what these stats are reflecting, is that people are in crippling debt, and at Disney. They're at Disney on the rides, having meltdowns, seeing their favorite Disney characters.
My budget is tighter than my grip on reality, but my guilty pleasure is Disney trips. Even though I'm trying to save as much money as I possibly humanly can this year, I still go to Disney quarterly. Here are 5 things I do to help save money on our Disney trips. I skip the merch in the park, and I get all of my merch on hottopic.com for sale, or even the Disney store online has marked off merch. Never buy it full price. I bring all of my own chips and even my pickles into the park. You can bring your own snacks. That saves us about $4.50 to $5. You can bring your own salad into the park. That'll save you $12. If you get the kids meal instead of the adult meal, you could save about $5. Bring your own ponchos and order your bubblers from Amazon. You could save like $20. I have like 1,000 more tips, so let me know if you want to know more.
I don't. No offense, ma'am. I don't want to know more, because she said she was doing everything she humanly could possible to save money. And the truth is, that's not true. Everything except not going to Disney. That's the truth. Maybe you are, but if you going to Disney and making that statement is interesting. And then having to justify all the extra purchases that come along with Disney as if they are must-haves it's interesting, y'all. The Disney trip isn't even a must-have. And maybe she has the pass. Maybe that's why she's going so much. But do y'all see these people? They keep going back. They're coming back for some more. They can't get enough of Disney. And this is why I said Disney got them in a chokehold. And remember how much I told y'all those passes are. People have to renew those passes. So when they have pass after pass after pass after pass, they're coming back for those passes. Oh, I'm gonna show y'all something that's gonna blow. It's going to amaze you. This is a Business Insider article literally posted by the time y'all see this a few days ago, because today is the 28th. This was posted January 27th, 2026. It says here, I am a travel planner who has visited Disney World over 50 times. 50. And she said, here are some of the mistakes she sees people make. And this is the part that stood out to me when I read the article, because I was flabbergasted. 50? And ma'am, by no means am I insinuating you ain't got it, because I don't know. A lot of these people at Disney might have it, but according to the stats that I gave earlier, a lot of people don't. And one of the mistakes that she gave in this Business Insider article is that people are not staying on the Disney property. Do y'all know how much that costs? Okay, let's get into it. Because this speaks to the logic of why people end up spending more money, because they might read something like this or see something like this, but it costs more a lot of the time. It says here, staying off property might save you a few bucks, but it's not going to be as magical as staying at a Disney resort. And that's how they get y'all. Y'all want the magic at the cost of your bank account being on Ozempic, running on empty, water with no cup. They go on to say here, the biggest perk though is access to extra Disney magic. Do y'all see the propaganda? And it shows by how people are talking about how, the magic of Disney is just so magical. I just have to feel the magic. I have to, like, the magic got you in a chokehold, and that's why the debt is going up for a lot of y'all. It's going up. I need that magic to wipe some zeros off that credit card balance that you're holding, off of those loans. The Disney magic isn't adding any zeros, any commas to your bank account. And people are lining up to just throw money at Disney. Like it's not Like, money grows on trees. You know how many, just think about how many hours you have to work to obtain that level of money. And if you put it on credit, you've essentially clocked future you into work. Just think about it like that. You don't have the $1,000. Tell me, how much do you make per hour? Just think about it, how much you're about to spend on that Disney trip, and divide by how much you make per hour that you're about to run up debt for Disney, making them rich. That's how many hours future you has to clock in at work or DoorDash, do Instacart, side hustles, cut back in other areas of your life. You're not doing it right now because it's going into the credit card. But when you do finally try to reel it back in, you're either going to have to make more money or work more a lot of the time, because a lot of people actually don't have the money, make enough money every month to truly pay off the debt that they're accumulating on these vacations and pay their normal monthly expenses. And that's the problem. That's how you end up on the hamster wheel trying to figure out how to get out of the debt. I don't want to see y'all end up a TikTok story where you're doing debt payoff stories talking about, oh, I was doing this to pay off the trip to Disney that I did 2 years ago. Because nothing about that process is going to be fun.
We took out a loan to take our kids to Disney World last year. Probably a stupid move, especially when we're already in debt. But you see all these videos saying, oh, you only get 18 summers with your kids. My oldest was 8 at the time. Time is ticking. And I want to spend and make memories with my kids. So yeah, I can't wait for the day when I can take my kids to Disney and not have to worry about how I'm going to pay for it or going into debt for it. So I'm ready to make that change. Are you?
And she took out a $6,000 loan that she says that they are still paying for to go on vacation. And she goes on to say this. This is the important part, y'all. This is why I'm looking for a side hustle. She just proved my point. My point was proven. I've been vindicated. Is that the right word? I don't know. You know what I meant though. When you don't have the money and you do it anyway, welcome to being a DoorDash driver, a Spark delivery driver, Instacart. I have nothing against these, by the way. I've done them all. My point is, where are you gonna get that money? If you don't hold yourself accountable in present time, future time is gonna hold you accountable. That's called debt. It's gonna hold you accountable and it's not going away unless you do something like file bankruptcy. And I know a lot of y'all will be like, I'm just gonna file bankruptcy and get rid of everybody. Don't qualify for bankruptcy, but I digress. Nonetheless, even though you gotta pay probably around $3,000 to even file bankruptcy, if you went that route, there is still a consequence to your action. There's a lot of things that even come with that. Instead, we can just be logical and make better decisions today, not put ourselves in bad situations we got to try to figure out how to dig ourselves out of. And it's really sad because she looks really young. Mercy.
Please tell me I'm not the only adult like this. Sometimes I will just manically do the most craziest things. Last night on Friday, on like just random Friday, I was like, you know what? We're going to Disney World on Monday. So I booked a almost $3,000 trip. Bought family shirts. I paid almost $50 to get Disney shirts made, and they say 2025. So if I don't go to Disney World this year, then I'm just gonna have shirts that says 2025.
And this was posted last year, late July.
And then also bought a Disney album, and we didn't even go to Disney World. Does anyone else randomly do this, or is it just me? Like, I don't know why I do this stuff. But then, like, after I came back to my, like, head where it actually thinks, I was like, I cannot afford to go to Disney World right now. I'm paying $3,000 for a bed that's laying on the floor. I'm like $2,000 in credit card debt. I owe like $800 in medical bills. I can't afford to go to Disney World. Like, I don't know why I think what goes through my mind. But yeah, I was gonna go to Disney World and me like struggling in debt over here. And we also just went on a cruise like in November. So like, we don't need to go on another trip right now. Like, I don't know if I'm the only one that does that crap or what. But like, it's not just that either. Like, one night I was like, you know what? I want pink hair. I dyed my hair pink. One day I was like, you know what? I'm a hairstylist. I'm gonna cut my own bangs. I had bangs up to here for like 6 months. I'm not even kidding. I don't know why I do some of the stuff I do. Like, I don't know what goes through my head. Is anyone else like that? Like, I don't understand.
I just want to speak to her discussion about the Disney trips because I don't know what's going on. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm hoping she was able to get a refund for the purchase of the Disney trip that I don't know. She said she didn't go. Did you get a refund? Is it non-refundable? I got so many questions. Did you return the shirts? Did you return all the stuff that you bought in preparation to go to Disney and you didn't go? And she's in debt. Oh my gosh. See, this is what I mean, y'all. This was more like an in-post buy. I really hope she was able to get a refund. No funny stuff. I really do. Now I want to go over a few things. This is a more luxury side of Disney. I want to show how much this could cost.
My recent trip to Disney World totaled $9,500, so let me show you exactly where the money went, what was worth it, and what I'd do again. For our
She spent $9,500 on Disney. All right.
stay, we booked a family suite at Disney's All-Star Music Resort using the bounce back offer, and our total for our room was just over $5,200 split 3 ways. We flew Delta round trip from RDU to MCO, which came out to $377 per person. We always do the Mears Connect to get to and from our resort and back to the airport, and this came out to be about $40 per person. We visited 3 parks this trip with no park hopper and bought lightning lanes for each park, which totaled $152 per person. And keep in mind, park ticket admissions are factored into the cost of your stay. We also attended Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party, which was just under $200 and completely worth it for the parade, the fireworks, and shorter ride wait times. Food for this trip totaled about $1,300, not including table service meals like Twisker House, Topolino's, Regal Eagle, and the Cake Bake Shop, which are priced on screen. We used the Disney bus transportation for the majority of our trip, but we ended up booking a minivan lift to the Polynesian and Boardwalk, totaling about $110. I also wanted to mention that my dad did participate in drinking around the world, which was omitted, but that's usually around $200 to $300. Shopping was obviously different and personal to everyone on the trip, and I personally ended up spending $1,100 on Disney merch and other shops at Disney Springs like Sephora, L'Occitane, and Superdry. Together, my total for this trip, including shopping, came out to about $4,200, and the full trip total for all 3 of us was just under $9,500, which breaks down to about $3,100 per person without shopping included.
And yeah, she did say that this trip totaled $9,500. Yeah, that's a lot of money. Point I'm making here is this is what a lot of people are willing to spend on Disney as far as debt. Now, I'm not saying that her and her family are in debt on this trip. I'm saying this is what a lot of people will do. They want the same experience. They want to be able to do the shopping, to get the merch, to go to the restaurants, to stay in the nice room. It was a very nice vacation it looks like they had. And this is where the magic can be problematic. Now, the video I just showed you all was from the last 30 days, and so is this video. So this should give you an idea of what the prices are looking like. He's done a week here in Disney World.
Here's how much we spent for 1 week at Disney World visiting all 4 parks. Starting off with park tickets, we bought a 4-day, 1 park per day ticket, which came out to $663 per person. I'm crying just saying that out loud. Oh, we also attended Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party one night at Magic Kingdom, which was a separate ticketed event, coming out to $243.89 per person. For our hotel, we stayed on property at the Pop Century Resort, and for 5 nights, it came out to $1,752.98. So split amongst 2 people, that was $876.49 per person. One of our biggest expenses of this trip was actually food, which includes quick service meals, reserved dining packages, all snacks and drinks, as well as a character breakfast in Animal Kingdom. Altogether, we spent $900.41 on food across all 4 parks, which is $450.20 per person. Another big expense of ours this trip was Lightning Lane, because when you have a once-in-a-lifetime chance to visit Disney World, time is money, and I had to make sure we were able to get on everything we wanted to do. So for Lightning Lane multi-passes for each park, plus single passes for these 4 rides on the screen, we spent a total of $426.04 or $213.02 per person. Moving on to merch, I really have to say this, but as the best Disney resort in the world, I'm sorry, after visiting every single Disney park in the world before this trip, I can confidently say Disney World is home to the worst and tackiest merch out of them all, and I'm talking all 4 parks were bad. Animal Kingdom had like a few things I thought were decent, but overall it feels like all the merch budget went into the pins, because that's pretty much all I ended up liking enough to want to buy. So for 7 pins, the festive Christmas lights necklace I'm wearing here. Oh, and a magic band I ordered prior to this trip to use while there. I spent $178.59. Nikki, on the other hand, bought 1 shirt, Honey, at Animal Kingdom, and the same necklace and a magic band as me, totaling almost the same at $178.14. We did end up renting a locker for the day at Magic Kingdom because we brought a change of clothes to account for weather that day, which was oddly like 80 degrees Fahrenheit in the daytime, but then closer to 60 at night. Yeah, Florida weather in December is kind of confusing, lol. But anyway, that was just $12.
$12 for the... Okay, this is a lot. He was only there 7 days. He spent a lot of money. I'm guessing maybe he spent like $5,000. What do y'all think? Comment down below.
As for flights, we flew from California to
Oh.
Orlando and back, which was $819.68 round trip, split amongst the two of us, coming to $409.98 per person. And lastly, I'm gonna include the Ubers we booked from MCO to our hotel and back since it's technically part of the trip, and that came to $108.88 in total, or $54.44 split between us. So now for the grand total on a 5-day trip visiting all 4 parks at Disney World, including flights, hotel, park tickets, and in-park purchases, we spent $6,191.89. More specifically, I spent $3,096.17, which is my half of the shared costs plus the merch I bought. Wow, with this much.
Yeah, he said with all this money, he could go to Japan. That was a lot of money, but to be expected. It was a little more than I thought, though. But $3,000 just for himself for essentially a week. 1 week for one person, $3,000. Let that sink in, y'all. I need it to click that this is debt for some people. And I want to quickly talk about the VIP tours because a lot of y'all want the luxury experience. Well, this is what it will look like.
How much does a VIP tour at Disney actually cost? Well, I did one in 2022 and I just booked another VIP tour for my 30th birthday. So here's the truth about the actual cost. The tour I booked is on a Friday in January and it's $750 per hour for a 7-hour minimum. I also looked at a Saturday and that was $900 an hour.
Do y'all notice that that's without the tip? So you're also going to tip the person that's taking you around. This is a lot.
The price can also be as low as $450 an hour depending when you go. You do also have to have theme park admission, so they're not going to give you a ticket. You'll have to pay for that separately and a park hopper if you want it. Same thing, you'll also have to pay for meals and any merchandise if you choose to buy it. So why exactly would someone spend thousands of dollars on this tour? The real reason is it gives you front of the line access for almost any attraction that you want to do at the parks. Your tour guide will take you through a lightning lane entrance on most attractions and sometimes a special entrance on other attractions, which means you can completely maximize your day at the parks. A few other tips for a tour: make sure you don't do a sit-down meal. It's not a good use of time with the tour guide. Instead, do quick service. To book the tour, you have to call. You cannot do it online. And also be prepared, you should tip your tour guide.
Yes.
This is definitely a splurge, but hey, you only turned 30 once. Let me know if you have any other questions about VIP.
And that's interesting. This was posted the 3rd of January, but this is the part I really want to pay attention to. It says here $750 an hour. And of course, there's a minimum amount of hours that you're going to have your tour guide for, which is 7 hours. So that means you're going to end up spending around $5,000 plus the tip. There's something else here saying $450 per hour for 7 hours minimum, which will put you around $3,100 plus tip. This is very expensive, but a lot of people like to feel fancy and bougie, and they're not just going to go to Disney and get the little pass so they can get through the lines real quick. They're going to get this, and they're going to put it on credit, y'all. This is, please consider your future whenever you're going to Disney. Please consider a budget, your life after you get back from vacation, because life goes on, and Mickey Mouse ain't going to help you pay any bills. Neither is Walt Disney. Disney is actually making money off of the fact that a lot of people are there with no money. So we got to start making better decisions today in order to have a better future.